Wait, how's it go? La la la. Hello babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha if you're new here, and if you are new here, stick around, subscribe for more videos from me. This is books that I feel like give me all the fall feels and that I recommend that you should read this fall. I don't really have a rhyme or reason for most of them. They just give me fall vibes for some reason. So we're gonna start with You Again. So this is one of my favorite books of all time. I absolutely love this book. It just gave me all the feels. It gave me 90s rom-com, make it 2024. Like that's what this book gave me. It's following Ari and Josh. This book is based in New York. End up meeting each other on different occasions over the span of about 10-ish years, and they could not stand each other the first few occasions that they met. And then as they continue to meet, they have like this witty banter, makes you invested. They first meet in 2014, and then they continue to meet over the years. The last time that they meet, they're both going through like really terrible breakups. Very relatable characters. It is in third person as well, so you get to see both characters' thought processes. I love this book. I rate this 5 stars. This is one of my favorite books. I'm going to be reading this fall. The next one is Out on a Limb. Y'all probably already knew this was going to be included in this video. Excellent pregnancy trope. It's following Wynn and Bo. They end up hooking up one time at a Halloween party, and then Wynn ends up pregnant. Basically the whole book is them trying to adjust to like their new reality and building a friendship and building a connection. This book is so stinking cute, wholesome, heartwarming. Like I just love them. This was such a good book. They have an instant connection and banter with each other. They instantly like feel comfortable with each other, and then as the book progresses they are even closer because like they're learning even more about each other. Like I don't know how to explain like how their connection continued to get stronger and stronger throughout the whole entire book, and Wynn can do no wrong in my eyes. It was just such a sweet story, and the epilogue really warmed my heart. I absolutely love. I think I rated that one like 4.5 stars. But now during the fall time I like to read sports romances, specifically football sports romances. I don't know, it's just something about the fall time and books with football players that just gets me in the fall spirit. That being said, Blindside. I really enjoyed my time reading this book. I think I rated this book 4 stars. This book has so many cute scenes in it. This is a fake dating book. It's following Clay and Gianna, and that Clay basically gets her to pretend to be his girlfriend to get his ex-girlfriend back, and the more they fake dating, the more they start to like each other. This is also like an experienced girl, experienced guy trope. This book has like a micro trope of where he is reading her tab spots in her romance books. It was a really easy read. It's a quick read. This book is set in fallish winter time. The next one was on my TBR last year. It's More Really Yours. This book was cute, kept me entertained. I wouldn't say it's like my absolute favorite book. I think I rated this for like a solid 4 stars. Callum and Lark. Lark ends up moving to Ireland temporarily for a job. She recently lost her husband and she's basically like restarting her life, living right next door to a funeral home. Callum is like the funeral home owner. They end up building this friendship together, and the friendship keeps progressing. They end up being friends with benefit. It was a good read. It's not like super polished. The next one I would say is Leather and Lark. Now the reason I'm recommending this for all time is because I feel like a lot of people like myself read more like darker romances, mystery, cozy mysteries during the fall time. Personally I feel like that's the best time for me to read those, and Leather and Lark is a dark romance, but it's like American Convenience, Dislike to Like. She's also a serial, you know, he works for Sky. It's like kind of like an assassin. I think the first book is better than this one, and I thought I was gonna like this one better than I like the first book. Love it as much as I love Butcher and Blackbird. I would also recommend reading Butcher and Blackbird during the fall time because it just has like that fall timey vibe. Gore, you know, the dismemberments. It only touches on that lightly, but in both books it does touch on it. So I feel like during Halloween time, good books to read, like especially in Butcher and Blackbird. Let me grab the book actually. In Butcher and Blackbird, they are friends to lovers, and they're going on hunts to find other serial unaliving them. I do enjoy both of these books. I would recommend them. On the library aspect of it, it gives Halloween, it gives October vibes, you know. So I would recommend both of these. The next one is Two Wrongs Make a Right. Most of her books, if not all of her books, because I haven't read every single one of her books, but I'm pretty sure all of her books have some type of neurodivergent character, which I love about her books. They have the representation that I feel like needs to be in books. When they do have the representation in the books, I think I like them a little bit more. This book is following Bea and Jamie, like a dislike to allies, fake dating. They end up getting set up by by their friends. Their friends end up setting them up, but they can't really stand each other. Like their friends are like meddling in their lives, so they're going to play a trick on them and pretend they're the train. They're going to pretend like they're dating, but then they actually like really start to like each other and really start to date, and they're going for coffee, they're going for tea, they're playing chess, and they're both like really good characters and well written. Especially I really like how Jamie like would do subtle things to take care of Bia. Like even before like they started dating, he was like doing a whole bunch of like sweet things that just made me like him even more. The next two are by the same author. If you're looking for a slow burn to read this, I recommend all Amari Zapata books. Like I said, Amari Zapata stand. If you want to check out the video of me ranking all Amari Zapata books that I've read, I have it linked in the iCard. But I absolutely love Amari Zapata books, and I will never not recommend them. These two, I feel like, give me the fall vibe. When Gracie Met the Grump, this one is following Alex and Gracie. Alex is a superhero, and he gets dropped off in her yard, damaged, and Gracie is kind of like on the run. So she lives by herself. She's only really had her grandparents in her life. Both her grandparents are passed, so she's by herself basically constantly. He gets dropped at her house. We don't know why he gets dropped at her house. She's like, well, I can't just leave him out here. Like, he's out there saving the world, protecting the world, and I can't just leave him out here and not help him. So she ends up helping him. This man is so mean at the beginning. Like, he was like the grumpiest grump I've been in this book, especially because like he was in pain too. Like little subtle things will happen that you're like, okay, I start to like him. But the whole book, the banter is amazing. It's amazing. It's so interesting. Like, so many things happen in this book to where you're like, okay, like how are they gonna get out of this situation? And you know what I mean? They give off the same vibe, different fonts. Like, it's more like a grumpy Sunshine, but she's still a little bit grumpy too. So it's just like, she's not like super sunshiny. Sometimes when the characters are too super sunshiny, I tend to like not be able to like relate because they feel like they're happy all the time. I can't deal with that. It's amazing. I love both Alex and Gracie, like truly. It's also like a slow burn. They are with each other. It's a really cute book, and I would highly recommend it. If you like into Marvel, I think you would like this. And the next one is All Roads Lead Here. This book is following Aurora and Tobias Rhodes, and Aurora basically out of a really bad trip, and then she also lost her mother when she was younger, so she decides to go back to the last place that she was like ever really truly happy, which is in Colorado, and she ends up renting out a garage apartment, which is Rose's apartment. So even from the beginning of the book, you're hooked. Like, I don't know how she just hooks you with the first word. Like, it's a small town romance as well, and then you also get just the slow burn aspect and like them building a friendship and a connection before like any of that happens. That's why I love slow burn so much. Like, it's also a single parent trope. Rhodes has a son, see her go on hikes and figure it out herself and find her happiness, and I loved it. So another book that I would recommend during the fall time is The Naturals. And I've only read the first one. I am going to plan on reading Killer Instinct sometime this fall because this book just reminds me of Criminal Minds, a YA Criminal Minds. If you like Criminal Minds and you like the ins and out of like being profiled, then I recommend this book. I love watching Criminal Minds during the fall time because it just feels like that's the perfect time to watch it. Like during the summertime, it don't hit the same. Like a cozy Criminal Minds marathon during the fall time, absolutely. And this book is following Casey, and she ends up in a program to work for the FBI with a whole bunch of other like kids around her age. She's like 17, like profile suspects and help solve murders that they're working on, but they do end up helping a recent case during this book. I loved this book. It was so entertaining. You get to see the different characters and their different vibes. Like, they all have like different personalities, but this book also has like a little love triangle in there too. Yeah, I know I'll be loving the subplot of romance. Like, I liked each character and I was entertained by each character's personality because they were all different, all had like each other's back. So I did enjoy this book, and it was just like really entertaining, especially for, I love YA books, so I wasn't surprised that I loved this book, but like I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Those are all the books that I would recommend. The fall vibes I recommend reading during the fall time. Like I said, this really was not like specifically fall themed books. I probably am going to look for more fall themed books to read during the fall time, but I do have quite the TBR list of books that I really want to read this year, so we might not have prior towards reading fall books during the fall, but I do have certain ones I definitely want to get to this fall. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on social medias. Are always linked down below, and I'll see you guys next week on the next one. Bye. I really want a nap, but it's 8 o'clock at night, so there is no nap.